which is really ironic because I say it's not ironic that they weren't getting paid because we know what it was, but it's interesting that slavery is called the original sin in America, a capitalist society, and it's usually put to the brutality. But in a capitalist society, we don't talk about the original sin of the people not getting paid.
Right.
Like we so capitalized, but we don't talk about that.
Right.
Is that not the original? Is not that not the sin too in America by what we stand? Anyway, so reading the book, that's why I got the nap. She has this nap ministry. She says that, and the way I'm interpreting it is, she's like, yeah, in a way I took it is like ancestors work their tail off, so we have to break out of this productivity thing, like, because that's been the history of the country for every, and truthfully, it's for every American worker. You know, and not I ain't trying to sanitize it, but what I'm saying is, America, you work hard. You go. If you're not doing, you're not working. That's America.
Right.
You know, so, I gotta. I'm grinding. So that's what she says. Grind society. That's what it is. She was like grind mentality, getting out of grinding, getting out of always hustling and moving. And this is one of the ways with this not the rest. Like, we don't rest enough as people. We don't rest. Well, there's 30-minute rest just to go look at the trees, and we've talked about this before. Or just taking to the entrepreneurial part. A day in the week, a day, really, I would say every day you should sit down and think about what you want your business to look like or where you're headed. If you really should work on it every day. And the reason I say that is because it puts context into what you're doing in your day. So, because this day, I mean, life is monotonous. This is a lesson I mean, you know, at the end of the day, life is monotonous.
Yeah, it is.
You know, you wash up, some people, you know, you get your coffee, you eat breakfast, you take your medicine. And this is where the entrepreneurial or work from home issue does. You do all that, the human needs, then you're like, I need to start working. What was what you said before? What does that mean? When no one's telling you what the work is, or there's no deadline right there, what does it mean? I need to work, So I find it myself, you know, is trying to figure out, like, what does it mean? Like, what is my, over the last 2 years, it really has been, what's my job? Like, you know, because we so predisposed to it, but it is, what's my role? Whatever you want to call it. Like, what am I supposed to be doing day in and day out to move this situation forward with all the rhetoric? You know, I got big time rhetoric. Yeah, we're going to do this and do that. What do I have to do every day consistently to do that? And so in order to do it, though, I have to sit back and think about, like, well, where are we trying to go? What am I trying to get done? But there's a sense of rest in it. You know, like, I guess I take from the book, like, there's a point where you're sitting there, like, you got to stop grinding. So in order to think, you have to stop doing sometimes. You know, we're not athletes. You know, you got to say, well, wait a minute, hold up. Let me think about this. And that's what I think being great happens, is when people take time to sit and think. I mean, it's business in your life. I mean, even your career. I'm just saying, if you work career, I think we just get so wrapped up in doing that we never sit and think about what we're doing or why we're doing it.
And you're not really talking about rest in terms of the physical aspect per se. You're talking about the race that you have mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
Or a combination of all.
Well, the book, her thing is about going to sleep too. Okay. It is. I mean, it's not metaphoric. I think I'm gonna put it up here in the deal in a second, because it's interesting, but it's a short read. It's not. I think it's only 3 chapters. I think it's like the total amount is. Let me see. The total amount is like 3 hours or something like that. 3-4 hours. And it's it was interesting. And I was like, this is kind of interesting because we're in a time now where we can do things differently. And I keep talking. I go back to this technology. We have technology, but I don't know, somehow it's put in that everything's still supposed to take as long. Like,
Right.
So I still need you to be at work 8 hours a day.
Right.
I've provided you all these tools that are supposed to be more efficient, AI, something. But I still want you to sit around my office 8 hours a day to be
Right.
that's the standard. That's the work hours.
Right.
And but then what's the point of the technology? So what happens is I think one thing that happens when people don't adopt change is out of protection. Because look, everything that comes out from the calculator to AI was threatening to kill civilization.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take jobs. It's going to take jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so now it's AI. Oh, AI is going to do. Now it's getting a little sophisticated. There's a lot of interesting things happening there.
Oh, it is.
And I can see that. But what I will say is that at this point, we're serving people. So as long as you have people, you still got to interpret for them. Because oh man, all right, this might be a little controversial, but there's gonna be a point where the machine what kind of is now gonna be head up on the people.
Yeah, talking back and taking over, no emotions, so it's able to sustain longer.
Right? I'm just saying it's smarter.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Smarter, less because where most high emotion logic drops, where logic is high, emotion is low. So you remove the emotional aspect with programming, and they consistently smart, right?
Yeah.
So
but let me do this. And see, this is why y'all get the best when we don't even try to plan. All we do is we just talk about what happened the whole week. It's crazy. But did I send it? This is very interesting here. I was having this conversation. It was a Pew Research deal. And I think some other people, this wasn't, like TMZ research, right? That 54% of Americans read at a 6th grade level or below.
Now I saw, so that's recent. What year was that done?
Yeah, that was recent.
Okay.
It was within the last 5 years. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But check this out, though. My friend and I, the 2023 Teacher of the Year, Kimberly Jones, blowing her up because she gets up in blown up places. So
so we got to hit her with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Out here. But we were discussing it. She's an English teacher by trade, but now she's evolving to become more like a subject matter expert.
Okay.
So we looked up, and she did some things. I don't know if she used Siri or whatever, but basically we got this flat thing that, check this out. Over 90-something% of people graduate from high school.
Say that again.
Over 90% of Americans graduate from high school, but 54% read at a below 6th grade level.
I think it went up because before it was like 4 or 5 grade level.